Are you serious, guys? Are you serious? Well, we are very, very serious this morning as there is breaking news coming out of Israel that out of the Holy Land that tells you that there is a new Middle East order. Okay, there's no question about this. There is now a definite new Middle East order of things that are taking place as we speak. Breaking news out of the Holy Land. Let me tell you all about it in just a second. First, if you don't mind, let's put a shout out for healthwithpaul.com. That's www.healthwithpaul.com. Countless Americans will waste time, energy, money this year trying to reduce the wrinkles, but failing because they miss the real problem, which is a decrease in their natural collagen reserves. And just let me explain. Scientists found that after age 20, your body produces about 12% less collagen each decade. If you experience an excess of sagging skin or wrinkles for your age, you may be collagen deficient. Plus, knowing you should supplement collagen is just not enough. You got to use the right type of quality collagen to have the best chances of reducing the appearance of aging. Now, that's why, guys, I've been using this incredible secret little powder right here by BioTrust. Multi-collagen, ageless multi-collagen by BioTrust. It's incredible. It will revitalize, it rejuvenates. It really just rebuilds your skin, okay? Unlike typical collagen supplements found on store shelves, this product is highly effective because, let me tell you why, it combines the top 5 critically important types of collagen for your skin health. That is plant and fish collagen. It's formulated to help reduce the visible signs of aging, reduce the wrinkles, promote a youthful glow, and promote elasticity and promote skin hydration. If you want to do your skin a favor and save 51% off the price, click on that link below the video right now. Go to www.healthwithpaul.com. That's www.healthwithpaul.com. And if you go today and do this, you'll get free VIP live health and fitness coaching for life. This is important. And the 14 foods for amazing skin, you'll get a free booklet on that and a 60-day satisfaction guarantee and also free shipping. Are you serious? Guys, click on that link below. It's www.healthwithpaul.com. You will be glad that you did. I guarantee you on that one because, man, notice, the wrinkles, I don't even hardly have any. Do I even? I don't even think I have any wrinkles on my face. Very little, okay? Very, very little. All right, it works. Now, here's the deal. You have to understand what's happening in the Middle East because it's getting very, very serious. We are in a spiritual warfare. The Bible says we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers and spiritual wickedness in high places. Okay, but besides spiritual warfare, which is what our webinar is going to be all about. And you heard Mike from around the world say he's going to, in his presentation on this webinar, he is going to expose the what Heidi called the social experiment, which is so demonic in nature if you understand it, the social experiment. And Mike's he's just going to show that, okay? He's going to expose that. But let me tell you what's happening in the Middle East because this is a really a shift for sure. Behind me, you're looking at what once was the Iranian nuclear research facility right there. Not this morning, because Israel has bombed it and blew it to smithereens. According to reports that we've received here, the Israeli attack on Iran that happened in late October destroyed an active top secret nuclear weapons facility in Parshan, which is about 20 miles just outside of Iran, Tehran. Now, Israel blew up about 20 or 30 different locations. This one was not reported as being blown up because it was top secret, and the Iranians didn't even want to report that it was blown up because they didn't want anybody to know that it even existed. But here's why this matters. The strike, which targeted this site, which previously had been reported to be inactive, but significantly over a period of time, over the past year, Iran had resumed nuclear weapons research, according to Israeli and U.S. officials. One former Israeli official briefed on the strike said Israel destroyed the sophisticated equipment used to design the plastic explosives that surround the uranium in a nuclear device and are needed to detonate it. So this is where the detonators were made to be surrounded around a nuclear bomb so that it will detonate the nuclear, the nuke. Now, Iran has denied in its pursuing nuclear weapons, but we know that this facility is where they were making the detonators. And according to Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Archini, and that's not Italian either, said in the last week that Iran is not after nuclear weapons, period. But he's bold-faced lying. The Iranian mission to the United Nations, guys, declined to even comment on this story. They don't even want to admit that this facility behind me, which has now been completely destroyed, was in operation and they were using it to make these detonators for nuclear bombs. Now, the incoming Trump administration will include several key national security and foreign policy officials who are very hawkish on Iran, and which could lead to the increased U.S. pressure on the Iranian Islamic Republic. One of the targets of the Israeli strike on October 25th was this plant. And the facility was part of the Iranian Ahmad nuclear weapons program. Back in 2003, Iran was using this for military. Its military used this for a nuclear program, but it was used for testing explosives back in 2003, needed to set off a nuclear device, according to the Institute for Science and International Security. High-resolution satellite imagery, as you see behind me, acquired by the Institute after the Israeli strike, show that the buildings were completely destroyed. Behind the scenes, though, Israeli and U.S. officials said the activity that took place recently at this facility was part of an effort inside Iran's government to conduct top-secret research that could be used for the development of nuclear weapons, but could also be presented to research for civilian purposes. So under the guise of this was supposed to be some kind of civilian facility, the truth is nuclear testing of detonating devices and manufacturing of those devices was going on right there behind me. They conducted scientific activity that could lay the ground for the production of nuclear weapons. It was a top secret thing. A small part of the Iranian government knew about this, but most of the Iranian government didn't even know about it. Israeli and U.S. intelligence began detecting research activity at this plant earlier this year, including Iranian scientists conducting computer modeling and metallurgy and explosive research that could be used for nuclear weapon detonation. Matter of fact, last June of this year, 2024, the White House officials privately warned the Iranians in a direct conversation about the suspicious research activity that they had spotted going on at the facility. The U.S. had hoped that this warning would make the Iranians stop their nuclear activity, but it didn't. They continued. The U.S. officials, because they didn't believe Biden would actually bomb it. Now, the U.S. officials said that in the months before the Israeli attack on it, there was concern across the board about the Iranian activity at this facility. The Iranian nuclear weapons research even led the U.S. Director of National Intelligence to change its assessment about the Iranian nuclear program. And according to a Wall Street Journal report, in August of this year, the Director of National Intelligence, the new Director of National Intelligence is going to be Tulsi Gabbard, reported to Congress, didn't include a sentence that had appeared in the intelligence assessment in recent years, which said Iran is not currently undertaking the key nuclear weapons development activities necessary to produce a testable nuclear device. So they knew, the U.S. Department of National Intelligence knew what was going on here, and had even, through the White House, had even conveyed that to the Iranians. We know what you're doing here, and you better stop it. But when the Director of National Intelligence reported to Congress, they didn't mention anything about this facility at all. So Congress was left in the dark because the Director of National Intelligence did not report it. That's going to change with Tulsi Gabbard. Now, this is why elections matter, and this is why a leader like Donald Trump makes a big difference. Okay? He don't pick up the phone and call the Iranians and say, look, we know what you're doing at this facility. You need to stop that, please. No, he don't do that. And neither do the Israelis. So what happened in October 25th is Israel decided they were going to go in and pay Iran back for firing those missiles at them. But when they did, they took out 25 different locations. One of them was this top secret facility. And they didn't ask Biden if it was okay. They just told the White House, we're going in and we're going to blow up certain facilities that are a danger to Israel. And one of them was this one. And guys, this is November the 15th. And it's just now breaking that this facility was blown apart on October 25th. We're just now finding out about this 21 days later. Now, if you read between the lines, Israel has prepared its retaliation for Iran's massive October 1st missile attack on Israel. And one of the targets was this facility of this nuclear detonation facility and research center. President Biden has asked Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu not to do this. He even came out publicly. Biden came out public and said, don't attack their nuclear facilities. We don't want you to trigger a war with Iran. But Netanyahu ignored Biden's request and blew the thing apart. Now, the Iranian facility was not part of Iran's declared nuclear program, but it was a top secret facility being used for nuclear weapons. The Iranians wouldn't be able to acknowledge that this plant was at all in operation and the significance of this attack without admitting that they violated the nuclear non-proliferation agreement. So this is why the Iranians haven't said anything about this being blown apart, because they can't, because they weren't supposed to be doing it. Matter of fact, they didn't even tell their own citizens they did this. It's been 3 weeks, and today, just right now, I'm sharing with you what happened in the Holy Land. Why did they feel that they could do this? Well, first of all, Israel didn't know, that Trump was going to win the election, or maybe they did. They probably saw the internal numbers and pretty well knew Trump was going to win, like I did and others. And I didn't see the numbers. I just heard from the Lord, and you could feel the energy. But the strike was not so subtle message that the Israelis have significant insight into the Iranian system, even when it comes to things that were kept top secret. Israel knows about it, and known to very small groups of people in the Iranian government. Now, the International Atomic Energy Agency, here's what you need to watch out for. The IAEA, the Board of Governors, will meet next week and is expected to vote on a censure, get this, resolution against Iran for its lack of cooperation with the United Nations nuclear watchdog. Iran has said it could respond by limiting its cooperation with the IAEA. But the IAEA Director General, Rafael Grossi, visited Iran this week on Wednesday and yesterday as well, ahead of the board meeting. He told Grossi that Iran is willing to negotiate with the E3. We will negotiate with France, Germany, and the United Kingdom, but not the Americans, on its peaceful nuclear program. But we're not ready to negotiate under any pressure or intimidation from America or Israel. So we're the same games are being played, guys. It's the same old games, the same situations. But Israel destroying this active nuclear weapons research facility in Iran, and that was an Axios report. So I'm going to keep an eye on it. This is what I'm trying to tell you. There's things that are going on in the Middle East. This is why you have to pray for peace in the Middle East. But you have to also stand with Israel. No matter what, you have to keep standing with Israel. Because the Iranians, without a doubt, are still trying to destroy Israel. Are you serious? It's getting very, very serious now. Very serious. Saturday was silent, and surely it was through. Since when has impossible ever stopped you? And Friday's disappointment is Sunday's empty tomb. Since when has impossible ever stopped you? This is the sound of a dry bones rattling. This is the praise make a dead man walk again. Open the grave, I'm coming out. I'm gonna live again. This is the sound of dry bones rattling. Pentecostal fire, stirring something new. You're not gonna run out of miracles anytime soon. Your resurrection power, it runs in my veins too. I believe there's another miracle here in this room. This is the sound of dry bones rattling. This is the praise make a dead man walk again. Open the grave, I'm coming out. I'm gonna live again. This is the sound of dry bones rattling. Are you serious? My God is able to save and deliver and heal and restore anything that He wants to. Just ask the man who was thrown on the bones of Elisha if there's anything that He can do. Just ask the stone that was rolled at the tomb in the garden what happens when God says to move. I feel Him moving it now. I feel Him doing it now. I feel Him doing it now. Do it now. Do you serious?
Yeah, this is the praise, make a dead man walk again. Open the grave.
I'm coming out. I'm gonna live again.
Open the grave. I'm coming out.
I'm gonna live again.
Open the grave. I'm coming out. I'm gonna live again. This is the sound of dry bones rattling.
Somebody shout. Somebody confess. Somebody prophesy. We're in the last days. Are you serious? Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel. Prophesy and say to them, thus saith the Lord God, behold, my people, I will open your graves and cause you to come up from your graves and bring you into the land of Israel. Then you shall know, you will know that I am the Lord, and I will put my spirit in you. That's right. And I will place you in your own land, and you shall live. I will place you in your own land. You shall live. Dry bones live. Dry bones live. Oh, that's so true. We're going to stay on top of all the current world events and how they relate to biblical prophecy. We're truly living in the last days. That was a very prophetic song, and we wanted to share that with you. The Lord, though, did promise that he would look after the nation of Israel, and he also said he would bless them that bless Israel, but he'll curse those that curse Israel. We were given a prophetic promise in the word of the Lord. And I'd like to read from the scriptures just for a moment to understand God's prophetic blessing. Here's what it says in Genesis chapter 12. Now the Lord said unto Abram, get thee out of thy country and from thy kindred and from thy father's house unto a land that I will show thee. And I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. And I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curses thee, and in thee shall all the families of the earth be blessed. If you stop and look at the Jewish people, realize that they've won more Nobel Prizes than any other ethnic group of people in the world. They are some of the most prosperous people in the world. And they're absolutely blessed on every side. Now, but they are also the most persecuted people in the world. They're either loved or hated, period. And those that love them are blessed, and those that hate them are cursed. So Abram departed as the Lord had spoken unto him, and Lot went with him. And Abram was 75 years old when he departed out of Haran. And Abram took Sarah, his wife, and Lot, his brother's son, or his nephew, and all their substance, and they had gathered, and the souls that they had gotten in Haran, and they went forth to go into the land of Canaan. Into the land of Canaan they came. And Abram passed through the land unto the place of Shechem, unto the plain of Moriah, and the Canaanite was then in the land. You have to understand that Canaanites were giants. And the Lord appeared unto Abram and said, unto thy seed will I give this land. And there builded he an altar unto the Lord, who appeared unto him. And he removed from hence unto a mountain. In other words, he went over to a mountain and on the east of Bethel. And he pitched his tent, having Bethel on the west and Hai on the east. And there he built an altar unto the Lord. And he called upon the name of the Lord. And Abram journeyed, going on still toward the south. And there was a famine in the land. So Abram went down into Egypt to sojourn there, for the famine was grievous in the land. It came to pass that when he was come near to the enter into Egypt, that he said unto Sarah his wife, behold, now I know that thou art a fair woman to look upon. She was beautiful. Therefore it shall come to pass that when the Egyptians shall see thee, they shall say, this is his wife. So they will kill me, but they will save thee. In other words, they're going to, when they see how beautiful you are, they're going to kill me and take you. Okay? So I want you to say, so say, I pray thee, that thou art my sister, that it may be well with me for thy sake, and my soul shall live because of thee. And it came to pass that when Abram was come into Egypt, that the Egyptians beheld the woman, or Sarah, and she was very fair, or beautiful. So the princes also of Pharaoh saw her. He commended her before Pharaoh, and the woman was taken into Pharaoh's house. He entreated then Abraham very well for her sake. And he had sheep and oxen, and he had asses, and he had men servants and maid servants, and she asses and camels. And the Lord plagued Pharaoh and his house with a great plague because of Sarah, Abraham's wife. And Pharaoh called Abraham and said, what is this that thou hast done unto me? Why did thou not tell me that she was your wife? Why did you say she is my sister? So I might have taken her to me to wife. Now behold, thy wife, take her and go away. And Pharaoh commanded his men concerning him, and they sent him away and his wife and all that they had. So what Abraham did was he knew he had to play that hand, because if he didn't, he would have lost his life. And then Pharaoh would have taken Sarah to be his wife. But by saying that it was his sister, she was his sister, Pharaoh did not do anything to them, but it probably in his own heart, he was calculating and considering taking her to be one of his wives, because he had many. He was the Pharaoh. But he started getting cursed. Curses started to come upon him, and he realized he's being cursed because of this woman. And because he knew that taking another man's wife is really wrong, although he would have done it if he thought she was married to Abraham. This is a very interesting story, but one that it protected Abraham. And of course, Abraham and Sarah then were able to go on, and many years later, she finally got pregnant and brought forth a son. But his name is Isaac, and he is, because he's the blessing. Abraham, then Isaac, then Jacob, and then the 12 sons of Jacob, becoming the 12 tribes of Israel, and on we go. It's an incredible story. I'll be back with more current world events and how they relate to biblical prophecy. We're living in the last days. Give your life to Jesus Christ. There's a lot going on. There's Israel Hall. Wait a minute. Shalom, Pastor, from Galilee. Israel Hall is in the land of Israel right now. and he's over in the Galilee area. All right, is he? I'm glad you're there, doing good, I hope. And we played your music last night. We played one of your songs last night. So I hope you're doing really well over there, Izzy. Israel's over there. He's ministering. He's doing some really good work over there with the people of Israel. He's also involved in some concerts that he's participating in, and so doing some great worship over there. That's going to be amazing. He said, "I just got into my place overlooking the beautiful Sea of Galilee." I know how beautiful that is, Israel. So God bless you. I'm so glad you're in a blessed place right now. One of my favorite places in the world is overlooking the Sea of Galilee. I remember the last trip we were just on, and that was back in February of last year, 2023, and I took 57 people to Israel. Israel Hall was with me, him and his wife, and Heidi, and 57 people. And we stayed there at the hotel. I can't remember the name of the hotel, if that was the Leonardo or what it was. But anyway, I had a beautiful, they really blessed me because they gave me this beautiful room up on the 12th floor overlooking the Sea of Galilee. It's beautiful. And so it was just beautiful for those 3 or 4 days that we were there. The beauty of the Sea of Galilee, where Jesus walked on the water, where Jesus fed the multitude. On the other side, where Jesus helped Peter catch all those fish. Yeah. Where Jesus said, "Peace, be still," and the sea and the waves obeyed him. Praise God. I'll be back with more, guys, right here on the coming apocalypse.